Well, it's time to say good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. If you just joining us this afternoon, I'd like to say welcome, a quick hello. This is ASHFORD GARLEY. We're coming your way live from British Radio Africa. We're live in the Twin Cities, the Minneapolis, Minnesota. I know some heard the name, some heard people talk about them, but you've gotten the opportunity this afternoon to catch him. It's been a long time, and this is our second day of test. Uh, Broadcast on British Radio Africa. And folks, I just wanted you to know that we have a very special program this July 4th. We'll be interviewing a gentleman that wants to bring some changes to Liberia in terms of the University of Liberia. As a matter of fact, by the time we got on yesterday, and a few hours later after the show, he called and said, Ashford, I want to do something. I'm sending my application in to help to revitalize the University of Liberia. And I think this is a good thing, this is a good start. And of course, we came up purposely for the Winfred Russell campaign. Winfred Russell is vying for Minnesota State Representative, representing two cities, Osceola and, of course, Brooklyn Park. And Winfred has done a lot of a lot of good work within the community, and I think he deserves that seat. Now, the seat is not only for him; it's for the community. It's for some of the hurdles that you've been going through when you try to get stuff done in terms of business, all those hitches and stuff. With Winfred's presence on that in the house, I think will make a lot of difference, a huge difference. So you might just want to. We've started early voting. August is a big one, but early voting is key. Perhaps when the main day comes, you might not be available. So make good use of the early voting process. With that said, I just want to give God the praise for giving me strength, good health, to be back to doing what I love to do. Sometimes in life, God remove people from your life for a reason. God saw something you didn't see. He heard conversation you didn't hear. And with that, he will send an early warning signal and say, Ashford, this is not good for you. Stay focused. Do what you were called to do. And with today being my 1 year anniversary in Minnesota since I moved, I just want to give him the praise because things happen dramatically that I didn't expect in the shortest possible time. And I can only attribute those things to God. He was the one that just picked up the car one day in Philadelphia, and I said, you know what? And the spirit, look, there's nothing stronger than the human spirit. He said, Ashford, get in your car and drive. And I drove from Philly to Minnesota 18 hours. And I just came for the weekend. And I met my longtime friend. I said, my man, I'm here for the weekend. But then Sunday came. I was just about to get on the road. And the spirit said, my man, this is where you belong. And I said to the guy, my man, I am not going back. I will stay here, find a job, and then I can go get my things later on from Philly. And he thought I was crazy. He said, man, you can't do this, my man. You just came for the weekend. How can you just stay? Well, a year later, I'm still here. Uh, got a very lucrative job with the city. And that's what life change is all about. See what you want, go for it, and don't listen to the naysayer because what is meant for you was not meant for others to see. Just stay focused, be true to yourself. For a year, I came to Minnesota, never went to a party. Once in a while, I would see one or two friends because we getting older. We did all the party back in the day. What did we get from it? And I haven't even started going to MC of weddings and stuff like that. But God is making it happen just for me, and I just want to give Him praise. You know, uh, I want to tell God thank you for those who made it happen when I first came to Minnesota. That my cousin Nehemiah Garland, my friend and brother Vayu Watson, Wallace Smith, Sam Barker. you know, Ebleton Tode, Bobby, my my first cousin Bendera Thamans, Louis Chia, uh, Mero Barrio, Mrs. Pauline Barrio, and the rest of the folks that I can't name right now. I just want to say thank you. I want to get a big shout out to my friend and brother, the Oscar Dennis. He's in the building. Oscar, how are you? Let us sure hope you're doing a great great job this afternoon. And folks, so on Thursday, the 4th of July, I will play host to Dr. John Wulu. Dr. John Wulu, very smart gentleman. He was very young when he graduated from the University of Liberia. I believe he was 13, 14 years old when this man graduated from the University of Liberia. And then he started to teach the university at a very young age. He taught mathematics. Then he left for the U.S. in 1982. Couldn't return to Liberia because of the Civil War. He went on, went to the Michigan State University, got his master's. Went to the University of Michigan, got his second master's, and then migrated to Maryland, got his third master, and started to teach the University of Maryland, and also became an adjunct professor at the uh, Alabama State University, and now he works for Homeland Security. And he retires this year, but he wanted to give back to Liberia. I mean, one of the things that he said, he wants to make sure that the University of Liberia becomes a premier university. So this week he will be putting in his application to contest to be one of those on the list to become the president of the University of Liberia. And what does he have in store for Liberia and the Liberian people in terms of education? So he will be my special guest this Thursday, July 4th. And of course, on Saturday, we'll have the Winfred Russell Campaign Initiative on Brace Radio Africa, something that I decided to do uh, pro bono, free of charge, because I think when Winfred gets there, it will look good for all of us. So if you live in the Brooklyn Park area, if you live in the Oseo area, all I want you to do now, folks, early voting has started, and the big deal is on August the 12th. You might just want to go and support this brother, Mr. Neil Brown. How you doing? Patricia said it's been a long time. James, well, come on to call James quick out of EFBC. He said, I mean, the number is up there, 267-240-1549. Call, let's chop it a little bit because I'm telling you, D. Lincoln, it's been a long time. The last time that I made contact with D. Lincoln was in Detroit, Michigan. When I saw the name D. Lincoln, I thought it was a guy. But she said, no, it's a lady. Addison David Marvin. Marvin, how you doing? My brother, my friend and brother out of South Africa is also watching right now, folks. I'm telling you, so you might just want to tell friends, relatives, loved ones. It's been a long time since I got on the radio. As a matter of fact, since the election, right? And later on in the program, as we progress, we're going to find out what is Joseph Human Boycott doing. Uh, does he deserve to be president of Liberia? This is the question we'll be asking. And based on what we've seen so far, was it worth it? Was it a risk that we took in making Boycott the president? Is the age factor kicking in? I mean, these are some of the things we'll be looking at. You can't come to say you want change, and then when you get that, the same thing that used to happen, you start to do the same thing. That's not change to me. That's not. And thankfully, I would speak my mind. And whether it was George Weah, whether it was Ellen, whether this is Joseph Human Boycott, the Alexander Cummings, I would say it as it is. We can't be bought. We have passion for what we do. We're not going to settle for less. We're not going to be in the pockets of these useless politicians because they come on and say they will do this. At the end of the day, we all go back to square one. And this is not healthy for Liberia. This is not healthy for the people of Liberia. I will take a few bars of this song, and then when we come back, we'll just chop it a little bit. The phone line is open, 267-240-1549. This is yours truly, Ashford, the Giant Garley. Let's have fun. And I see post caller. He said he's watching from Grand Jita. Welcome to the show, my brother. What time is it there now in Georgia, Grand Jita County? And I'm going to share this with you. This is very interesting. You know, when I relocated to Minnesota about a year ago, I did a lot of work sitting down, and again, man, I got so big, I was uncomfortable, and I decided to do something about this because I know how to get in shape than nobody else. You know, a lot of people have asked me if I want to be the personal trainer. So what I did for 3.5 weeks, I walked 10 miles a day, and my son that you can't do it, but you can. I'm telling you. I walked 10 miles a day for 3.5 weeks, lost 23 pounds. Then I started going to the gym to turn the rest of the body fat into muscle. That's how you gain weight. But the biggest of all, you have to watch what you eat. You have to be moderate when it comes to eating. And I have that discipline, and it has helped me because most of the clothes that were really tight for me now they're all loosened up. Then I can see my belly button down. I can see my belt buckle. So I mean, this summer I'm gonna have a great time. Flexing my muscles and all that good stuff. Exercise keeps you away from the doctor. Believe you, man. And I just want to give God the glory for the mental strength. Giving glory for just getting up. Some people can't get up in the morning. Some people are in wheelchair, they can't walk. Some people can't talk. So when you have that opportunity, that blessing that you can do some of these things, you ought to be grateful to God for that. And with that, I just want to give him the praise. Okay, thanks for welcoming back, D, and of course, thanks also Addison for welcoming me back again. I haven't spoken to most of you in a while, and I'd love to hear your voice too. So if you want to, the telephone number is 267-240-1549. This is Ashford God Live on Bridge Radio Africa. So Dr. John T. Willow will be our special guest on July 4th. A very special edition of Ashford God Live on Bridge Radio Africa. This gentleman uh, has worked very hard in these United States of America, and it's time for him to give back as he approaches retirement age. It's time for him to give back to Liberia. And one of the things that he wants to tackle is the education aspect in Liberia. This man wants to turn the University of Liberia into a premier university, and we can't thank him and bigger. You know what I mean? Went to the University of Liberia, graduated at a very young age. I mean, he was teaching the University of Liberia before he even turned 18 years old. And then he got a scholarship to come to America to work on his masters. He had three masters and a PhD. He worked. He works for the Homeland Security. He retires this year, at the end of this year, and wants to give back to Liberia. And with his contact, according to him, with his contacts and connections, he can make the University of Liberia a very premier one. And this is what we need. Sometimes you walk around in the states, you look at some high school. Our university is not even par. It's not even on par with some of those high schools. What can be that game changer? It's not about being the president of Liberia. It's not about being this minister. This man is saying, I want to change that country through education. I have no plans to run for office, but with me being the president at the University of Liberia and my contacts and connections, we can make a huge difference. Back in the day, in the late 60s and early 70s, people used to come to the University of Liberia for student exchange. The medical college people. I mean, I listened to one doctor a few years ago from Kenya. He said he did his practical from the medical institute in Liberia. When are we going to go back to those days? It's just not about getting in the office and ripping off the people, ripping off the country for your own selfish gain. put the people first. Let the people come first because these people stood in the sun, this went in the rain just to put you in office. And by the time you get to office, you change your telephone number, you don't speak to the people. When the last time you saw Joseph Boycott going from country to country to thank the people for electing him? Now he has become president now, so he's all about himself. Come on, man. You can't do this to the people. You can't do this to Liberia. You see, I always told people Liberia is this big hopo Joe. Everybody wants to sleep with Liberia because of their own selfish gain. You can't do that. You know, give back to the country. And one of the things that we continue to see and people don't see is that the way you treat Liberia, it will trickle down. If it doesn't happen to you now, your children, your children unborn will pay for it. Liberia has always been there for you. Liberia has been on the giving end. Liberia pays your child support. Liberia pays your student loan. Liberia pays your mortgage. When you come to Liberia, you treat Liberia like a prostitute. Everybody wants to sleep with Liberia. This is not fair to our country, and this is not fair to the people of Liberia. Okay? And we're going to find time to bring back the political soccer game. Oh my God. People that are asking for the game to come back, and we can't wait to bring the game back, and we can't wait to come back. My job schedule right now is Monday through Friday. At least I have the weekends off for now. But the schedule going to change later on. The schedule going to change, and whatever 2 days I have of, I'm going to make sure that our voices are heard. My little brother Stephen Musa, I'm told you're not feeling well. Speedy recovery, my man. It's been a minute since I last spoke with you, and I'm hoping that you can speedily recover and get back to doing what you love to do. I believe I have a call on the line. Hello, hello.
Gosh, Dean
Hey, Dean.
Wilson.
Dean, good afternoon, man. How are you? I tried calling you earlier, but I guess I missed you. John Bender. Good afternoon. Welcome to the show. Dean, what's going on, my man?
Well, I'm just a quiet Sunday with the what you call a Euro 24. You got soccer, our favorite pastime,
Okay.
our generational pastime. That's pretty much what's trending, I believe, all over now, Liberia and everywhere around the world. What's going on with you, sir? How you
Well,
making out?
man, I'm better than good, man, and better than most. To God be the glory. Today marks a year since I moved to the Twin City, and I can only attribute this to God. I'm in a better place. I'm in a better place than when I was yesterday, so to speak. So,
Well, I realize that you're from the dungeons of WTOA. I don't know what. Yeah, but man, I happy to hear my picking. When we see people who are doing good, we get happy. We can how to go, man. We were supposed to do that one-on-one show. Don't
I,
forget
I
them.
I know we were, and
Let's schedule one, man. Let's
we
plan and
will.
schedule it, Ash.
We'll schedule one in the next few days. We'll schedule. But remember, tell
Yeah,
me,
let's
man.
schedule one and just do it at the most opportune time for you. For me,
Sounds
it's good. Anytime works.
sounds very good. I mean, but
Because I'm resting July. I'm taking off the whole July to rest from it.
okay, but pretty tell me, man. You just got back from Liberia, man. Give me your own take on our country, our beloved country.
Look, I think it's a perplexed place. It is. I'm only most impressed because I really do feel there's a level of stability, there's a steadiness. For me, just observing outside in this president, I will start from there at the top. I think he's has sturdy hands. He's firm transitionally. He has the tenacity to take things one step at a time, but he checks and balances what he does. I just see his articulation, the presentation. So you start from that, and I think it kind of sets the aura for a new, you know, opportunity for Liberia. I think if you look at it, things may seem very daunting from the beginning, but If you ask me to prognosticate, I think Boycott will do. I hope we're praying that we can turn the curve gradually, but we will do well, my man. I
So
think
so
that's what we're looking at.
so then, if you were to advise a guy or a lady, say per se retired this year and is thinking about relocating to Liberia, would you advise that person to do so
Yes, I
at this
mean
time?
you got to go in with resources. You can't go in typical of. I think that retirement you get from the U.S. Usually get around 18 to 2,500 a month. Social security. Well, hey, you can do well in Liberia if you have a car and a place to stay. You'll be very timid about your
But
spending,
some are
so
saying
you
the
can.
cost of living in Liberia, I mean, is very high.
It's not really that high as people speculate. Because if you have food to eat every day, let's give and take, you spend $10 a day for food, $300 a month, and you have your own house, you have a car. So out of that 18 you're getting from retirement here, you still got some wiggle room, 1,500. I think it's not as people think it is. You know what I mean? It's not that way. It's not overly expensive. And then again, you get to pick and choose your activities, what you want to do. Some people want to go and they want to be braggadocious. They want to just act like they own the whole place.
Let us talk about mobility for a moment. People talk about, I know George, we are calling the name bio medicine. People talk about roads and then movement in the city. How long does it take you to move from, say,
Well,
Pinsville to
my
Central
my
Monrovia?
understanding and my experience is certain times of the day there will be intense traffic, like normally you will have. When people go to work. But I think between those hours of 10 and 2, if you're visiting and you're mobile, you can do very well. Doing real taking care of business until that rush after work. So people are getting to work from 8 to 10, and then 10 to 2, you got free time when they can do. You know what I mean, right? When you can move around and do
Hmm.
business. But it's an overly crowded city. I mean, it's the social stress, social services are limited. So you have a lot of people in a city that probably could hold about 500,000, or I've held that number before. You got up to maybe 1.2, 1.5 million people. So the social stressors are there. But
So, so,
other than that, I mean, you,
so,
you can do well.
so, what is on the minds of the people? A typical Joe Blow gets up today. Is he going to look for a job, or is he thinking of looking
I
for
think the initial thing
food to
is,
feed
where
his
is my
family?
meal coming from
Say that
this
again.
day?
Say that again.
And I said the initial piece is, well, how do I eat today?
Wow.
And then the next step is, if I have an extra income, or if I have, I put it away for the next day. But God is working in a way that people are not hungry in the streets. But I think things are settling down. But I don't know, and I only am outside coming in, but I'm speculating here. But I hope my speculation is good. But I think that's how I see it. When you don't have the means to eat every day, this has nothing to do with which country administration it is. We're a poor country. Right now, we are rich country, in terms of resources. But right now, people are trying to fend for themselves and find food. So it has nothing to do with whether it's Joseph Boyka or a George Weah, you know.
Let us
But it's
talk.
just the situation.
What do you tell us about electricity? How stable the light is in Liberia,
I mean,
in
right now is a
Monrovia
better
specific?
right now is a better time. It's rainy season. You have resource of the hydro and all of that. But I think there are other things that I'm thinking. Somebody tells me there's a village in Lofa that the missionaries built a mechanical dam, and that town or village has electricity. They got ice, they got running water, electricity. So maybe, you know, those are options that we can begin to have. You know what I mean? We can begin to look into how you can distribute, or you can have electricity in pockets of the country. I'm just thinking aloud. Other than that, I don't know much about LEC, the morning cap time, They built the whole idea from Ivory Coast, the line, Ganta, Nimba has a different. So it's complex. But then I think there's a lot of overload too, or the current they have, power theft and the rest of it. But I'm not speaking as an expert on this. I'm just speaking on hearsay. I'm gonna let me go, man. We gotta wrap. We gotta make this
J-
thing happen so we can talk like this.
just before you go, then, uh, with Boyka just coming in the office, do we expect the Liberian people to be a little patient? Give me some time. Do you foresee things to go in the right direction for the country?
Let me tell you my whole take on the Joseph Boycott administration, and you have a president who is tolerant, but let's consider this: the oversight now, or the overexposure in terms of government that has now been the pressure on boycott. If we had the same pressure, and society, Liberians are doing good. If we had the same pressure initially on you wouldn't have heard about the 16 billion, 25 million, or billion, all those houses. You know what I mean, right?
Hmm.
You wouldn't have had that. So Liberians grow more resilient and more resolute to make sure governments are doing well. So we learn from the weird dilemma, and because of that, Boyka is been placed on an early microscope. You can see the transition and the country is doing well. You understand? So if not, I'm not saying Boyka in any way would have been billing 16 billion, 25 million and all, but and I don't see that anywhere in the old man, you know. But that has put in check the wastages that we saw. We are coming in and had a free ride. This president is having no free ride. The society is hawking him. They're looking over him. So in a way, the society is growing. The civil society is getting stronger.
Okay. Well, the voice of Dan Wilson just returned out from Liberia. He's based out of PA, and we'll schedule that one-on-one, James.
We
Dan.
got to do it, man. Let's sit down and talk. Let's do
Yeah,
it, please.
we
It's
need
good
to.
for the people to know,
Yeah,
and Liberians in the diaspora to know too. You know what I mean?
right. Okay, my bro. Enjoy the rest of the Sunday, and God bless
And
you.
we will
My
talk.
regards to your family as well.
All right, so.
Who's calling, man? I'm on, and somebody's calling me. Now you know when they call it, there I will lose my. Bro, I'm on the radio though. I can't talk right now. Let me see right here. Go back there. Okay, folks. I like to say hi to Rose Ponian, straight out of Sweden. I also like to say hi to Paul Gloria uh, Volka Molba. AB Boblet, my little cousin is here. Edwin Vovlet, my longtime friend and brother from South Africa. Sylvester Dole is also in the building this afternoon, folks. I'm telling you, the people say when white men know you from black man. Don't see okra and solid bone because you can't hide your nakedness from bathing bucket. Talk about one blue is in the building as well. Mohsen Gaiman is also in the building, folks. Let's have fun. And so, just a reminder, on July 4th, we're going to play host to Dr. John T. Wu. Dr. Wu is a product of the University of Liberia. He works with the Homeland Security. And this young man, at a very young age, graduated from the University of Liberia. And then he started to teach the university just before he turned 16 years old. He was teaching mathematics. Then he got a scholarship to come to the U.S. in the early 80s, 1982. Went to the Michigan State University. Also went to the University of Michigan. Came to the University of Maryland. Got 3 masters and a PhD. He now teaches at the University of Maryland and the Alabama State University. This young man intends to go back to Liberia, and he wants to make the University of Liberia uh, a premier one. Oscar, are you here? I'm on the air, bro. Yeah, just come up and get in the parking lot. I'll come downstairs. All right. All right. So that's right. I'm sorry about that, folks. So he told me, he said, Ashford, my man, I want to do something on your show exclusively. And just yesterday we got back on the air, people started calling already. They said they missed the giant, they missed me. I said, but I missed myself. This is my first love now. When I get pissed off, when I get stressed out, just give me the microphone, everything will go away. 3 years ago, I was in a very dark place, and I was there for a long time. 3 years later, for me to sit here and project through the microphone and to get that zeal, that energy that Ashford God once had, I can just tell God thank you. All I can say, I'm in a better place, and hey, just gotta say thank you to the old man. That's all we can say. So Dr. Wu will be my guest on July the 4th on Bridge Radio Africa. And we got a call yesterday from Patrick Hunter. Patrick Hunter runs one of the radio stations in Liberia, and he offered to relay our broadcasts. In broadcasting, we call this radio syndication, where you can be in one part of the world and the entire country next door can hear you. So radio syndication, this is coming to Liberia through the kind courtesy of the Patrick Hunter from Ashford Garley from Minnesota to Liberia on the airwaves in Liberia. It's a good thing. A pre-wedding treat for my cousin AB Bobley. He pick us. He picks up a wife on the 20th of July. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be the MC for that wedding. Yeah, in Minnesota. So we plan to do something big. Franklin Roosevelt is in the building. He said, "Ash for the giant. What is uh your yeah, my man. Consistency is key, but that when you when you relocating from one end to the other, especially with little or no help for anybody, this thing costs money. We don't, our pocket is not as deeper as other people either. So we try our little best. Now that we've gotten some type of stability in terms of economics, we want to be a little consistent, at least twice a week. For now, I'm off on the weekend, so I try to do my best on Saturday and Sunday. July 4th is a holiday, and I try to get people on. So if you can do your little best as well, the cash app there to keep the station rolling. That will help as well, frankly. We love this, and you can't tell me you love this for me more than myself. This is what I know. That this is my first love. If any woman comes in my life and she wants to tell me about not holding the microphone, you may as well find your way somewhere else. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure no woman can say that because I'm in Minnesota, and a lot of women, yeah, with me being Africa, I have option. Trust me, I have option. Yeah, Julian, yeah, plenty. You got to take good care of ourselves and make sure we don't run into trouble because you can't trust anybody and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Miss Maren Giller is in the building. Maren, how you doing? So on Saturday of this week, we'll have the campaign from Winfred Russell. Winfred Russell wants to be the next state representative for the cities of Brooklyn Park and Osceola, the two cities. So we're calling on Liberians. Early voting has started, and we're calling on Liberians to go out and vote for Winfred Russell. This brother means well for the community. He has done such an awesome job within the community, and I think we ought to help him get there. The Joe Small is also here. So don't forget, July 4th, I know you'll be going to a lot of barbecue, but plan to tune into British Radio Africa, where we're going to play host to Dr. John T. Woolard. Dr. Woolard intends to become the next president of the University of Liberia. He brings lots of experience, and his intention is to make the University of Liberia a premier one. Edwin Vavle, Cassidy Camara, we all attended Richie M. Nixon, and the owner of Richie M. Nixon, John T. Willow Sr. This is his son, John Willow Jr., a young man who teaches at the University of Maryland. He's also teaching at the Alabama State University, and he works for Homeland Security. He retires this year, and he wants to take what he learned to Liberia to mold the minds of the upcoming brothers and sisters who find themselves at UL. And to do that, his plan is to make the University of Liberia the premier one. And he will be sending his application this Wednesday. And then on Thursday, July 4th, he appears on British Radio Africa. And we go from there. We've been silent for a while now since Joseph Boyka took over. And I think it's time for our voice to be heard. People have been calling us, Ashford, why are you quiet? And stuff like that. I'm the guy who is not in the pocket of any politician. I can boldly say that. And you see, to judge a true character of a man, somebody once said, to judge a true character of a man is what he does when nobody is watching. There are some people that will come that use the social media just to cajole people, to take bribes, and to blackmail people. But this is not for you can tell that we have love for this thing. And but according to Franklin, you say, my man, you're not being a little consistent. We first have to establish ourselves, get that financial stability, then we can come to our love. This is our dream. We cannot kill our dream. This is what we love. Through the kind courtesy of Ashford God, a British radio, you've seen a lot of other people emerged on the face of the platform, the social media, the radio, and stuff like that. So we build other people because we love what we do. We have passion for what we do, and you can tell. Don't you tell that I have passion for what I do? Don't you tell? Victor Louis is in the building, and I also see my friend and brother, the February King, and Madison Camon, Maurice Walker, all of these fine people. It's been a long time. I know you missed the show. Uh, Football crewman is also here. You see, I love that comment, man, of yours. Yeah, thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. So what are you doing today? Are you celebrating some type of occasion? In fact, what they got the barbecue? Victor, what they got the barbecue, man? I say Bable, what they got the barbecue here in Minnesota today? I see Harrison, Trocon, Cremon is also here. Oh man. You see, sometimes when you're going through stuff, you don't seem to understand what you're going through, and you want to blame yourself. You're holding fast to something, and God is telling you that thing you're holding fast to is not good for you. It's not good for your health. Walk away. But because you're in the flesh and you're not in the spirit, so you can't see it. Now, every door that opens is not God opening that door. Some wicked people will come in your life. Some people who are evil will come in your life. But at the end of the day, God heard something you didn't hear. God saw something that you didn't see. And He's taking that away from you. And you are complaining, you are worried. Listen, the fact that God removed you from that trouble, or maybe that man from your life, or that woman from your life, you should be happy. Because God is preparing you for a bigger picture. And it is true, because what I've noticed, after God removed certain people from my life, the blessings started flowing. The person that is meant to be in your life will show up without you asking. You're looking for love in all the wrong places when love is right in your backyard. You have to be careful how you attempt to fall in love with some of these people who don't mean well for you. Look at the track record. They have all kind of dark side about them. And you just want to think they're good for you? No. So pray about it, move on, Especially when you are a man that people respect. You know, when you appear, people say, damn, the giant is here. Do not limit yourself. In fact, Philip, Philip Snedo and my brother, King Otobia City, Emmanuel God, my little brother, a wise man. Moses, go ahead. What's up, my man? It's been a minute. Somebody said sometimes you're so valuable that you don't realize how valuable you are. And this guy went on to say, once you recognize your greatness, no one will ever pull your strings. So it is left to you now, Ellis Jones, to recognize your greatness. And don't worry about what people say. He went further to say what people say about you and the possibility for your dream is none of your business. What the guy keep calling me? What kind of trouble I see here? So, hey, man, yeah, bro. What's up? You downstairs? Okay, I come open the door. I come in. Okay, folks, enjoy the mix. I'll be back in just split seconds, okay?
Adama, La Medina, Cadi.
My lovely sister Janet Maynard is in the building. Lord bless, son Roberts. Oh man, Josephine Toze. So, folks, again, don't take it personal. When people say no to you, they're not saying no to you. They are saying no to themselves. They are saying no to living a bigger life. They are saying no to what is going on in their head because they're suffering from possibility blindness. They know they're traveling, and the old African proverb is, if there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm. Be very careful with some of the folks that you call friends. Be very careful with some of the people you call girlfriend or boyfriend. You can be sleeping with an enemy you have no idea. By the time he or she leaves your bed, she starts to speak evil of you. Be very mindful with those kind of people. But God will expose them and you will see it firsthand before your naked eyes. That's when you try to drift away. And that red partner will come and you yourself will have no idea. Because when you're in a relationship and every day is a false palabra and stuff like that, that's a sign that that person is not meant for you. You have to make a decision. Move on. Try to be by yourself sometime. Some people can't even be by themselves. They want to be with other people. No. When a person asks to live your life, remember your destiny is not tied to them. God is preparing you for a bigger picture. And I'm telling you, I'm in a better place. And the thing here is, with the kind of person you are, like my man here, Lord bless son Robert, you got name. Cassidy Camara, you got name. Ernest Johnson, you got name. Richard Melvin, Soiree Yata, you got name. Do they ask what you bring to the table? You're a celebrity. You know, let them be more into you than you being into them. That's them. Listen. And the third thing is respect. I would say respect over sex any day. You know what I mean? Respect is the key. If you can't respect that woman, if you can't respect that man, then there's no need for a relationship. Because she can go and get sex anyway. You know? I can go and get sex anyway. Like I told you, I'm in Minnesota. The option is there. I'm ASHFORD GARLEY. I can sleep with any woman, any night if I want to. That's my choice. If I want to. I'm a single man, 55, single, sexy, you name it. You know? We got option here. But we are responsible when it comes to this thing. You know? So when the wrong person come your way, you cut them loose, count your losses, and move on. You are a king. You are in a better place. You are a bigger fish than to waste your time behind useless people. Don't do that. Don't limit your potential. Some people are just meant to be career side chicks. You see, there are some women who are there for sex, and there are other women who are there as married material. It is left for you to make that decision. Whether you want to just be there for the sex, or you want to be there, for when you come home, you want that woman to open. The first thing is when I enter my home, as the king of that home, I don't care who you on the phone with. The next thing, listen, ASHFORD just enter the house. Let me get him situated. I will call you right back. That's respect. That's how it's supposed to be. You respect. You go first. ASHFORD God is second before you. Listen, you got to recognize your greatness. You're a valuable person. If you can't recognize your greatness, you got problem. So once you recognize the greatness, no one will ever pull your strengths. That's why you are the man. You are the guy who cut the shots. Okay? Value yourself. Love yourself first. Everybody else can kick rocks. Because the thing here is respect. Love God first. Love ASHFORD God before you love yourself. You don't want it? Go find somebody else.
Ce que tu as commencé, est-ce que tu peux terminer?
No. Right now, I'm not saying I'm looking. I am a restricted free agent right now. Because for the first time, I've seen somebody who loves me more than they love themselves. For the first time. Since my divorce. And that's a blessing. After the divorce, you talk to one or two people and you realize that the conversation was just useless. You just letting go. Because they're not mentally prepared to walk the walk. So I'm in a better place now. Teeth and tongue can make argue. But when you find somebody and you disagree on something, you go to bed, they don't meet you with the issue. The next morning you get up, your breakfast is ready. Some people you go with them, you make small argument, they cause speech for you for a whole week, sometimes 3 months. When you see that kind of thing, you better run. But when you meet somebody where you will disagree and you sit at the table and discuss it, and in the net, the person take care of you. When they bring your breakfast is ready, that person there is a worth material. So it's now for you to wake up and smell the coffee and think big. At this age of your life, you don't need stress. And this is where the option comes in. If you think you come in, stress me out. Pack your bed and leave. And don't practice moving in with these women. I'm telling you, because you tie in yourself. Let me give you an example. When I moved to Minnesota, within 3 weeks, I had my own place to live. There were invitations. Oh, you don't have to get your own place and blah, blah. Don't mind it. Because sometimes you need to be by yourself. You need to think. Get up and work hard. Start depending on the woman to do stuff for you. Get up as a man. You get up, you go to work and work. Somebody say you're not on the air all the time. Yes. You got to become stable. You got to have the resources. Then you can do your love the radio. Stop moving in with this woman because it will post up in your face. You know, right now, if I don't wash the dishes, if I pee in the camo and don't flush the toilet, I had nobody to answer to but myself. And this is the kind of thing you need to be looking at now. Don't limit yourself. Don't limit your potential. You got a lot to offer, but it starts with hard work. My work ethic is unmatched. I get up and go to work. If I'm not working, go to the gym. Tell the old man thank you. That's all you need for now. Because some of these things are trapped for you. And folks, again, just before we take leave of you,
Shopify helps you sell at every stage of your business. Sell it online.
On Thursday, the 4th of July, we're going to play host to Dr. John T. Ulo. He will be our special guest on the program. We're going to talk about his candidacy to become the next president of the University of Liberia. Dr. Ulo played a very major role. When he served in Liberia as a professor at the University of Liberia, it was a young age. They were less than 16 years old when he taught at the University of Liberia. He graduated at age 13, 14. And then he moved to the States on a scholarship. The Michigan State University. They went to the University of Michigan. He also went to Maryland University, 3 masters, 1 PhD. He now works for the Homeland Security. And he retires this year and wants to go to Liberia to turn the University of Liberia into a premier university. These are the kind of things we want to hear from our people instead of just going to Liberia and looking for a job. This man retiring from the Homeland Security, the federal job, the pocket is deep, and he's just going to give back with his contacts and connections here in the U.S. He can transform the University of Liberia. Okay. And folks, with that said, I just want to say a big thanks to all of you for taking the time just to form part of the show today. And I will be back on July 4th with Dr. Ulu. Then on Saturday, we'll continue with the Winfred Russell campaign. Expect at least to see me twice a week because of my occupation with my job and stuff like that. Until then, please allow me to borrow the wordings of the wise man. Tough times don't last, tough people do. The height of a man is never known until he rises, and there's no second chance to make that first impression. What people think about you, then the possibility for your dream is none of your business. So you have to grind, keep grinding, keep grinding. Basi yon plu, si kon wule pelia, jira se tu ba yege, jabon plu da anje. Okay, this has been yours truly, the brother who doesn't eat iron, but he's definitely stronger than lion. I'm ASHFORD GARLEY. Have a great afternoon.